And the business was growing. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like the struggle wasn't that the orders are not coming in, or it was the opposite problem.
Today's guests put the fit in fitness. Wajdan Gul and Anam Khalid started Squatwolf from their apartment in 2016 at the age of 27 and 26, after identifying that Dubai's fitness community was being underserved when it came to quality gymwear. But like anything related to exercise, the gains didn't come easy. Squatwolf only became the global success it is today through consistency, repetition, and a lot of hard work. Squatwolf products are now stocked in 120 countries, and Wajdan and Anam won't rest until their brand is as ubiquitous as Nike. Hello and welcome to Homegrown DXB, the show taking you inside the lives of the people changing yours right here in the UAE. I'm your host, Amr Bati. And I'm delighted to have with me today on the show Wajdan Gul and, of course, Anam Khalid, the co-founders, CEO and COO of Squatwolf. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Much.
It was great to have you. I think, certainly what you've built is very impressive. I'm also one of your customers. I use your products when I work out. So I can say from firsthand experience, they're great. I really enjoy them. And I think sort of something that's interesting to me is the fact that you are both married, you work together, and you've sort of built this business together, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of curious to start off, how you, I guess, form such a strong partnership. So how did you two meet?
How did we meet? So it goes back to many years. So we actually studied in the same school. So we come from both from Pakistan, and we are not from Karachi. So we moved to Karachi afterwards. We are from Hyderabad. It's a sister town to a big metropolitan city, and we both studied in the same school, but we didn't know each other. So there is a concept that girls and boys are separated, and it's a convent school. So there's a church in the middle. And we never knew each other. We were in the same school, but then met through friends after school. And since then, we are friends. We met in 2005.
Yes.
Yes.
And what were your first impressions of each other?
That he's a nice guy. Somebody I can be friends with.
Yeah.
So that was the first impression for me.
Yeah.
How about
for
you?
me, it was, I don't know if I can say it on the podcast, was love at first sight.
Say love at first sight.
Yeah, so it was just love at first sight, and I was like, I just want to know her more. I just want to talk to her. I just want to know more about her, what she does, because we just met through a group of friends. So I had friends who were friends with her. She had friends that were friends with my friends, and then when you're young, you're just trying to meet, and you're just trying to extend your friend circle, and that's how we met at one of the restaurants with all the friends, and I just wanted to know her more, and that's how we met.
I mean, obviously, it worked out well. So that's
fortunately,
very, very fortunately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on, we did study together. So
Yes.
we moved to Karachi together because we both wanted to do business studies. So we studied together and then graduated. And then Waj went his way, I went my way from career perspective. And then 2013, we got engaged.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you imagine then, I guess, when you were studying, because you both did business studies, right? Were you, at the time, did you imagine that you'd ever start a business? Was that in the cards? Something that you aspired to?
That's a really interesting one. For me, I come from a family of business people. So I'm Mehman. Mehmans in Pakistan are known to, be just business people. They start their business right after they do their school. They get into business. So I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to create something larger than life. I always wanted to be something bigger than just going and working for someone. Not that there is any problem with that. There are so many people that work, but I just wanted to do something bigger and wanted to pick up a bigger challenge in life. So that was always my inspiration. So when I actually finished my business studies, I had offers from like anybody who does their MBA. They want to go and work for Fortune 500, big FMCG multinational company, and want to be a brand manager there, right? That's the dream always. So I graduated out of marketing. I had offers from so many multinationals, but I wanted to do a startup. So I just went to one of my friends, and my friend said, okay, you know what, we want to do something. Let's create something. So we started, and I was part of the founding team of a few startups in Pakistan right from the early days. because that's what kept me really excited. So yeah, I started few businesses there with my friends as founding team member and became really successful. So that was always my dream. Like for me, it was always about business.
For me, it was a more traditional route. So I did accept one of those multinational companies' offers. I started as a management trainee and had a very good start of my career. So we are both very thankful from where we started
Yeah.
because I bring that big multinational Fortune 500 kind of structure, mindset, because the business is now scaling up. So that experience comes in really handy. So how do you scale up the team? How do you structure the organization? And Waj comes with the background of creating something out of absolutely nothing. So you have no resources and you have the courage and the grit to still go ahead and start something. So we never thought in the early days that we will start something of our own. But when Waj moved to Dubai, that's when I coined the idea that we should do something of our own, because I knew that he would be the right partner for us to do something together.
I think we're very lucky in that sense to be with each other, because she said it right, because now when the business is at a level where we want to get it to from where it is to where we want to get it to, she is actually more resourceful, because I was more resourceful to bring the business from when we started to where it is right now. But then where we want to take it to, I always go to her and always seek her advice. Tell me, like, how would it work if we are a company with 1,000 team members? How do we structure it right now? Because that's really important, like setting up the right foundation, setting up the right structure, so everybody is believing in the same vision. And then she has that as a strength, right? So that's where I think we work really well together. And this is we play to each other's strength, and yeah, that's working well for us.
So I guess looking at the early period, even before the idea for Squatwolf came about, and talking about maybe your entrepreneurship in Pakistan, what were some of the lessons, I guess, you took from that time that then went into Squatwolf? What prepared you? Because you're saying that you felt like that sort of helped you be in the right mindset to be scrappy when you didn't have much to go on. What do you think translated between your startups in Pakistan to Squatwolf?
The biggest thing was the ability to fail. That's a thing that people
underestimate. Did you fail on some of those businesses?
Where do I even start? We still fail at Squatwolf every day. So I think the ability to fail and stand up again, the ability to create something with all the passion and excitement, then you're like, you know what, it's going to become the next Google, the next Facebook of the world. And poof, after 1 month you realize, oh, that was the worst idea in the world. Because that ability to fail and then stand up again and doing it all over again is something that I really cherish, that I have it in me. And that's what was one of the biggest learning that I had from the early days. And then the grit, right? The amount of effort that it takes out of your life to be able to, create something from nothing, right? That was also something that I got from there. After trying multiple startups, few of them failed miserably, few of them became so successful that made me what I am today as a person, as a professional, as a businessman. So I think that really prepared me, because now nothing really scares me, because I was like, I've seen it. I've seen it. If I fail, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're gonna stand up again. We're gonna try it again, and we're gonna try it in a different way. So I think that's one of the most magical things that I think I have in it. I have it in me. And then the second one was the ability to create something from nothing, right? You give me a blank piece of paper and I'll write you a best business idea, and then I will be able to create that business idea and bring it to life, because you've done it, so it just becomes like a second nature. You've done it so many times. I'm going to do it again.
And the risk taking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the courage to jump into something scary, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I think we are the two most calm people in the office.
Oh, you mean
everyone else
when things are going wrong or right, maybe, but
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, everyone else, because most of them they don't come from entrepreneurship background or business background. It's they're team members. They're coming, majority of them are coming from fashion businesses and apparel businesses. So when things are not going as per the plan, we are the two people who are calming everyone down, and it's you don't see us stress as much.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have to, right? If the captain of the ship is stressing, then everybody is stressing.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess a lot of that confidence, though, comes maybe in your conviction, right? In the product, in what you guys are doing, and then the passion that comes with that. And I'm curious sort of where that passion started. when did both of your loves for fitness begin? When did your fitness journey begin for both of you?
For me, it's been since childhood. So my dad has been a national hockey player. Hockey used to be big in Pakistan, and it was the environment when we were growing up. It was all about sports. So I used to be either the captain of the team or part of the team. I used to do sprints. I would play every sport that was there in the school, on the street. So I almost grew up on streets, playing cricket, playing, badminton, anything and everything that was being played, I was part of it. So I was very active as a child, and I still am. So yeah, that's for me. Sports has been very important all my life.
Yeah, for me, the motivation was really interesting. Believe it or not, I was really thin, and I wanted to put on muscles. I was like any teenager.
I understand that. That was my experience at 18, 19 as well.
Exactly.
I was really thin, and I got tired of being called thin.
Exactly. So that was my experience, and I was like, I need to gain weight, man. And then I was like, how do I gain weight? And I started searching, and I started talking to people, and they were like, somebody recommended go to the gym and eat a lot of bananas. I was like, okay, that's
bananas specifically.
That's a really good idea. So then I started hitting gym, and I started going to the gym when in Pakistan, when gym wasn't a big thing. You can even count the gyms on your finger, because there were just so little out there in the market. So I started going to the gym back in, like, I think when I did my schooling, and I started going to the gym just to put on weight. And then I really enjoyed it. I was feeling like I was just getting more confidence. I was just getting like a bit more like, self-confidence, self-esteem. It was all like I was just feeling really good about myself. And then after like 3 to 4 months of doing it continuously, people started reaching out. I was like, oh man, you look really good. Are you hitting the gym? Are you building muscles, etc.? I was like, yeah. And then just gave me more confidence, made me more proud. I was like, I'm just gonna never leave it, because now from people telling me, oh, you're just so thin, calling you that all the time. Now people are telling me, you look actually really good. So that is where the passion came from. And since then, I never left it. I was the guy in the family. I was the guy in my friends group who would always hit the gym, would always go to the gym, would always get compliments, and would always advise people on fitness, on to do this, do that. People would reach out to me, what do I do for this muscle group? What do I do for that? What do I eat? And so on and so forth. So just started from there and never left it.
How do you guys find time to work out now, running a business?
We get up 5:30 in the morning.
Every day?
Yeah, almost every day. Pray Fajr, go to the gym, then get ready for work. And by 8:30ish, 9ish, we are in the office.
Yeah, we probably don't look that tired on the camera right now, because the camera makes you look good. But yeah, wake up 5:30.
You look great. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, look, the passion is clear. And obviously you both have a long history, right, in fitness. So moving on then to Squatwolf itself. Wajdan, you moved to Dubai. I think you were in Dubai first, right? And then you moved to join her. When did the idea for Squatwolf come about, and then how did that happen?
So it was 2014.
Yeah.
I moved here. I got a very good opportunity. We were engaged back then. And after a few months, I was like, Waj, this is so nice over here. I'm loving the lifestyle. I'm not coming back. So you decide, what do you want to do?
It was supposed to be a 1-year stint, because we were engaged and we were supposed to get married. And she got an offer from Dubai, and she used to travel a lot to Dubai through her company that she was working for. And she was like, oh, I really like Dubai, and I would like to work in an international market. And then she got an offer from here, and she was like, I'm going to go for 1 year, try it out. And then I come back, we get married. And like everybody comes to Dubai for a year, never goes. Never
leaves.
Never leaves.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you think when she told you that?
I was actually, I was with her 10 years before that, right? And I was like, this is not the moment that's gonna break us, right? And I loved her so much. I still love her. I was like, I'm gonna go there. She doesn't want to come, and for me, I have a little sister as well, and for me, making sure that women do what they want to do without the dependency of depending on someone else's opinion, or especially male's opinion, is really, really important. That's how I treat my mother, that's how I treat my little sister, and that's how I wanted to treat her. And she said, I don't want to come back, and I didn't want to be that person that said, you know what, come back, because I'm not coming, I have my life here, I'm not doing that. She liked it. I talked to my parents. I was like, And my parents were surprisingly really positive as well. I was like, oh, that's great. She got that opportunity. Let her go. And then when I told her that she's not coming back now, she wants me to go there. I was like, that's great. You go ahead as well. Don't worry about it. It's going to be great, and we're going to figure it out. And
how did you? Because you also found a job here, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Was that something you just pursued once she said, I'm staying?
So as I said, I was part of the founding team of few startups over there. So I went to my friends and my co-founders. I was like, my wife and love of my life is not coming back, and she's asking me to go there. They were definitely not really happy with my decision, but I told them, and they understood because we were common friends as well. So they're like, yeah, you go ahead because we know your relationship. So I moved over here, and I didn't know anything about Dubai because I was really successful in Pakistan, managing a team of around 300-400 people. There, I was the boss, and so on and so forth. As I came over here, and I found myself in a no man's land because this was not my social circle. But she was really helpful in getting me integrated over here. And I said, before I do anything again, I wanted to work for someone so that I can learn. So I started working for a fitness entertainment business over here for 2.5 years. We launched multiple venues, which were type of gym and fitness. We launched over here, I think 3 to 4 venues, but it was then again getting really tiring because I had bigger ambitions, and I was just not happy. And she saw that in me, and she was like, "Waj, you know what? Now's the time when we start something of our own." And that's where the idea of Squatwolf came in, because it was just so natural. Fitness was our passion, and I was in a fitness entertainment business. This felt really like home, and we wanted to start a fitness apparel brand specifically.
What gave you the confidence at that point, when obviously were not other brands doing the same sort of thing for the most part, and you are, other than the big international ones, right?
Yeah.
What gave you the confidence to be like, yeah, we can take on Nike or Adidas or someone like that?
I think it wasn't the confidence. I think it was a bit of naivety, and we were young. I was 26 years old. Waj was 27 years old, and we would go to the gym. We would run. So we used to be at JBR. So we used to take a lot of runs around Marina. So, and we would only see these, like, 2 big brands, and we would be like, why there is nothing local? Like, why there is nothing that's from here, from this region? And there's a very specific need of this region. It's hot here. So not and then also the clothes that we would see people wearing would be, especially in the gyms, would not be very well fitting products. So you could see that these are generic sportswear products.
Or they're wearing something that's probably, they don't wear it in public anymore, and they wear it to the gym, right?
That's probably me, for example.
So probably you were
Previously, I have some Squatwolf products, so there you go.
Yeah. So we saw this very obviously, that there are few very obvious gaps, and we would then, because we were very passionate about fitness and gym and running, so we would order then products. We would not wear those generic sportswear brands. We would order specifically for gym from Europe, from Australia. Australia's big in fitness and local apparel, gym apparel especially. So we used to order those, and we would enter into the gym, and people, our social circle, they would be like, "What are you wearing? This looks so nice." And then it started. We started thinking about it, that why there is nothing here. There is nothing local. There's a very specific need for this. Gym industry, fitness industry is just growing, and we would do our research. And this was back in 2015. We were reading one of the reports, and it said the most number of personal trainers per capita in the world are in Dubai. And I'm like, and there is no local brand over here, which is very strange. Why don't we do it? So that's how basically the idea came.
Only if we knew what we were getting ourselves into, we would probably never done it.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about next, what you're getting yourself into, right? Because you have this idea, and you have the light bulb moment, and you're like, this makes sense, right? There's all these people who would want this product, who are here. So from that initial concept to, I guess, launch, what was that process like? What were some of the things, you said you were maybe naive, right? You didn't expect that came up. How difficult was it to go from, this is a great idea, to actually executing and launching?
Yeah, so I think it was really interesting. So we had this idea, and we were like, okay, we're going to talk to people and do some market research, talk to experts who have been in the industry, and ask them, like, are we the only one that's thinking about it, or have somebody done it, etc., etc.? So we went to a lot of experts, talked to a lot of people, talked to our friends, talked to our family. I was like, are you guys crazy? Are you going to go against Nike, Adi?
Who's going to buy?
Who's
That
gonna
was the
buy?
first question. Like, why would people buy your product and
Yeah.
not buy these big brands?
Yeah.
And
No.
like, no, we'll figure it out.
What was your answer at the time?
Yeah, but just confidence, overconfidence, naivety.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really interesting. So we were just here. No, don't do it. It's risky. But again, we were like, no, we're gonna do it because that's the opportunity. Nobody's doing it. There must be something wrong. Why nobody is doing it? And we want to do it. And at that time, there wasn't another really important thing. There wasn't anything local, right? That was really important to us. And it was like, we're gonna start something local from our own passion, and it's gonna work. People are not seeing it. And another really interesting insight that we had that people in that time were not able to see is when you start following a lot of Instagrammers, YouTubers, even at that time, just to learn what to work out, what to eat, and you're following your favorite personal trainer around the world, you're following your favorite athlete around the world, you wouldn't see them wearing the usual Nikes and the Adis of the world. They would be wearing local homegrown brand that are niche to their sport. So if it was running, they would be wearing something specifically for running. If it was yoga, they would be wearing something specifically for yoga. If it was gym or CrossFit, they'd be wearing that. Over here, it was all vanilla. Everybody would wear the same thing for any kind of sport. And that's also the niche we saw. And we also knew how big gym is over here because of the weather. People train indoors most of the time, and how big weightlifting, bodybuilding, personal and fitness is generally over here. So like we're not gonna listen to anyone. We're gonna try it. So we reached out to find the fashion designers who could actually bring in our vision to life. So we looked for a lot of sportswear designers all around the world.
And we both, none of us come from fashion background.
exactly.
So we could not just take a piece of paper and start drawing
Yeah.
designs. We had inspirations, but we needed a proper designer who can bring those ideas to life.
Absolutely.
So we started looking
So
for
this was brand new for
designers.
both of you, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fresh. We never even worked in fashion.
Fashion,
all.
retail, manufacturing, clothing, no experience. She was from HR, I was from marketing. I was like, okay, we're gonna create an apparel brand. So yeah, fortunately found a designer, an Italian designer living in South Africa. We explained her the vision. She's created the first collection based on what
Where
we
did you
told
find
her.
her? Online?
Yeah,
Freelancer.com.
Freelancer.com? Nice.
Easy. So yeah, we found her, and then we gave her the vision. She designed the first collection, wasn't really happy, did tweaks, and then finally we were able to get what we wanted to do. Now the next challenge is, how do we bring this to life? So we started finding factories all around the world, started reaching out to them through emails, cold calling, that we have this collection we want to do. Everybody would say no, because they were just not used to of brands reaching out from this region to them for manufacturing. It was all UK, Europe, and US that was popular.
They wouldn't even take us seriously.
Yeah.
Like they would be like, what do you want to do? Like they didn't even expect somebody calling them from Dubai,
Yeah.
and asking for, how do you manufacture? They didn't even understand, okay, how the deliveries are going to work, how the payments are going to work, because there was no infrastructure.
Yeah.
So it was like we were doing everything for the first time. So we got the business license, and then we were trying to open the bank account, and the banks would be like, okay, what are you guys trying to do? Like it wasn't a thing for two people just randomly starting a company. Startup scene was in the very early days at that time. It was souk.com at the time. E-commerce was also very, very new. There was no Amazon, no Noon at that time. I'm talking about 2015, 16. So yeah, everything was new, fresh. And when we started, we kicked off and launched the brand, we actually became a bit of a case study for everyone around us. So we were interviewed by Google, DHL, Facebook, Meta now, that what are you guys doing? Like, you started a business here and then you're doing the opposite, because brands come here. You're from here and then you're doing the opposite. So it was a very interesting journey. But yeah, getting it up and started was not very easy.
How did you eventually, I guess, convince the factory, or how did you find the factory that you ended up going with?
Again, Google.
And Google was very helpful.
Google was.
That's the secret.
Trust me, that's the secret weapon, and people just don't use the opportunity. Sometimes it's just like you just trying to find something.
Google and Alibaba.
Exactly.
And Alibaba. All right, great.
So we found a factory finally who was willing to take our designs and create a sample. We received the samples and they were just horrible, right? And because we didn't have the experience of creating it, so we just send them instructions. This is what we want, etc. Create something, and they created. It was horrible. After multiple rounds, we were able to get first 6 pieces of our collection that we were like, okay, you know what, this is something that we can launch with. So it was, I still remember, it was May of 2016 where we had the collection. I was like, okay, we can launch with it. And then we just sat down for 3 nights straight because we were still doing our day job. So we would come back because that is how we were financing our business and our everything that has to do with Squatwolf. We would come back. So May 1st, 3 days, we decided we're going to do all-nighters after we come back from work and create the website. So I created the website and she went ahead and created all the ops stuff for us to go live so we can pick, pack and ship the orders as well. May 2016.
And were you doing this yourself? Did you have all
it was all us, both
It
of
was
us.
just both of us, and
So you just had the products basically in your
we
apartment?
didn't even have the
Exactly.
product.
I'll tell you what
We
happened.
didn't even have the product. So when we launched, we had the samples and everything. The order was in manufacturing.
Yeah.
And we said, let's launch the website, because we had started already doing a bit of marketing on Instagram and Facebook. So we were kind of teasing already.
Yeah.
And we came out with the message that it's a brand that's born in Dubai and engineered for gym.
Yeah.
And that's how we were teasing, and we didn't have the product, but we launched the website and we said, let's see if we get any pre-orders. And luckily, we did have majority of the collection sold out before we had the product.
Yeah.
So the day we received the product, we had the whole house. So we packed it together.
Yeah.
So we had no help. So we actually packed every single order, and I still have the picture of the entire living room of all the orders packed, ready to go.
Yeah, and then before we went to our office the next morning, we put everything in the trunk of our car and delivered it to Aramex ourselves. Like, please deliver it to the customer. So it was really interesting.
I think this is maybe a good opportunity to talk about both of you working together, right? So obviously you're married, you continue to work together today, but I imagine that period must have been incredibly stressful, right? You're working full time, both of you. You're working nights just to make things work. At the time, you didn't have employees or people to support you. How challenging is it to be in that position where you're trying to launch a business? I'm sure there's a lot of stress. You're working full time. You're working on the business. You're with each other all the time. You're trying to maintain a relationship. I guess, tell me about that period. What was it like? What do you think about it now, looking back on it? How has that sort of impacted your relationship going forward? What was that time like?
It was challenging, to be honest. The first year was really, really challenging. And the first year was challenging because we just had no time for each other, no break at all. We would, come back from office. We'd go to office at like 8 or 9 a.m. We'd come back 7 p.m., 8 p.m. if we had work, because we had to do justice to the work that was paying for all of it as well. And we would come back and we would work all night till 3, 4 a.m. sometimes, and just sleep for 3, 4 hours. And then you get really frustrated doing that for 1 year continuously, just getting 3, 4 hours of sleep. And we were not able to take vacations as well, because who's going to ship the order? Because warehouse was our apartment. We would pack ourselves. We would provide customer service that somebody would come on chat. So I still remember we would open the chat at 9 p.m. and have it open till like 3, 4 a.m. at the night. We would be having dinner with one hand and then typing and replying to customer with the other hand. She would be packing. So it was really tiring and challenging in the first year. But that's where we sat down and we decided this cannot go on like this.
Yeah, and the business was growing. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like, the struggle wasn't that the orders are not coming in, or it was the opposite problem.
Yeah.
So when we would be packing the orders, we would pray, please God, in this carton, let be the small size be there, because the stock was selling out really fast, and then we didn't have any inventory management system or any automation. So we would actually print the airway bills that would then go with the Aramex pouches, and then we would pray that, oh God, this person's order is still there. We would find the pieces that the person ordered, and we pack and send. So it was a lot of manual work, and it's a growing business. So a growing business has its own challenges. Yeah, so it for both of us as husband and wife, it was not easy, and it was very early days for our marriage as well. So we were trying to also learn to live with each other in the normal life, plus then business, and then the new household. So yeah, we would then come home from the office, cook food, eat while working and doing everything. It was super frustrating, and we would be just tired all the time. And then, of course, there would be disagreements, there would be arguments. I still remember, like, every decision used to be an argument. Every business decision
What
ended
kind of
up in a
things
fight.
would you, I guess, argue about?
Why would you say that? We are going for a business meeting. Why are you saying this? Or you should not have said that. You should have said that. You need to position it this way, or we need to say it like that. So because it's a new business, you haven't had, like, every situation is a new situation. So you don't know what to say, how to position the brand, and there are so many things that we haven't aligned on yet. So then every opportunity would be like, okay, let's sit down and align on how we are going to portray this to anyone we meet. And we used to be then looking at opportunities, for example. So it was an online business in the early days. So we would look at, okay, how can we exhibit our product? Can we talk to the gyms for gym partnerships? How do we get maximum number of personal trainers, be in Squatwolf? So there was a lot of this, seeking in terms of what are the opportunities out there. So yeah, there used to be a lot of
Arguments.
Yes.
What about now? We've obviously worked together now for how long?
9 years.
9
now.
years.
Coming up to be 10.
Congratulations, almost 10.
Thank you.
Right. I imagine now you have much more. I mean, obviously you have CEO, COO roles. How do you navigate, I guess, whose responsibility is what at the office right now? You're obviously the co-founders. You both have the same passion for the business. What does it look like today when you guys go into the office?
So she's the big boss.
Of course.
She's the big boss. That's where the final decisions happen. And that's how we avoid a whole lot of arguments. That's one. But jokes aside, so we have really different responsibilities, and we have different areas of strength. So we rely and we trust each other. I think the most beautiful thing is for your startup, I still say whoever comes to me and asks me for an advice, like, what do you advise first thing I'm starting something? I was like, have a co-founder, right? Because it's going to get really tough. It's going to get really lonely at the top. And it's going to be really good if you have someone to share your pain with that can feel the same way, because nobody can understand the pain, the challenges that a founder goes through, because you're almost trying to raise a baby. And you can't do it alone. That's why two people do it together, right? So have a co-founder. That's my first advice. For us, we are lucky that we have each other as co-founders. We know each other. We were best friends with each other before we even got married. Then we got married, and then we became co-founders. So we were just testing our relationship with another level of difficulty. Like, okay, we like each other. We want to get married. We want to start a business together. So that's like the ultimate level of difficulty. But it was just so lucky that we were friends, so we can argue, but we know that we care for each other. The foundation is care. So we still argue a lot. We still disagree a lot, but we don't disagree personally or emotionally. We disagree because we know we have the same goal in mind. That is, we want to make Squatwolf successful. So if you have that in mind, and you know that whatever she is saying, if she's disagreeing with me, she's disagreeing not because she's my wife, she's disagreeing with me because she believes we cannot get to where we want to get to in a way that I'm suggesting. So I have to be mature enough to trust that and believe in that, and she has to do the same. So
the underlying belief system is very clear. So for us, our relationship is everything. So that's very clear. So, whenever there is any argument or any big business decision that we need to make, we think about each other first with a lot of care. And we have learned over a period of time how to explain ourselves better to each other as well. And we do. So to work with someone, you really need to understand and trust the person. And the trust is already there. We really know each other really well for years now. So 20 years now we have been together. So the foundation is right. And then we are building the business on top of that foundation. So that foundation, if it's strong, it makes things easier. So that's how we are. And then in terms of business, it's very natural because Vaj has a certain type of personality. I have a certain personality. So based on that, we have divided the roles, and I know where he's very good at. So I would trust him more than myself in the area where he's really good at, and he would do the same. So we would.
What is the area he's really good at?
So, for example, finance. When we started in the early days, I would manage finances, but then over a period of time, he took over. So his business decisions, his reading of numbers is really, really sharp. And when it comes to, for example, strategy and building the future, so short term he's really good at, long term I'm good at.
Yeah.
So this is how we divide and make the decisions. So we have learned to navigate and we know. And the team also somehow knows that, okay, if the team has also learned who's the right person to talk to if this is the topic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess speaking of the transition then from short term to long term, when did you get to a point in the business where you weren't scrambling, right? Where it wasn't just the two of you? You obviously had, some cases, victims of your own success early on, where you had too many orders, too much to handle. When did that transition happen to when you could scale up, when you could have employees, when you could offload some of the responsibility to other people? How did that happen?
So it was back in 2017. So 16 May we started, and by 17 we ran out of all the savings. So we started with our own savings, the salaries, the bonuses, everything would go into production and managing the business. And then we had no money left, and the business was growing. And it is the apparel business or any inventory business is very heavy on cash. So you need to have cash in advance to place bulk orders, and then slowly you sell and the money comes back in. So for us, we didn't have any money left. And then I started exploring, how do we get, investment, or, find someone who would believe in this idea. And since there was no ecosystem, it was a bit hard. So I would reach out to, started making a list of venture capitalists and, investment firms. And we took a break for a week, and we were like, okay, this is now getting too stressful. Let's just take a break. Like
a vacation?
Yeah, vacation, holiday. We
Not
were,
from each other.
Yeah, not from each other.
Never from each other.
No. So we put up a message on the website that we would be delivering our orders within like couple of days. So apologies in advance for the inconvenience and everything. And we took a holiday because we were still managing everything. The house was the warehouse, the studio, the shoots would happen in the house, everything. So we took the holiday and we went to Georgia, and we were just sitting on one of the mountains and just contemplating, like, how are we going to do this? This is now becoming bigger than we expected. And Waj's friends from Pakistan, the founding team from the tech startups that Waj was part of, one of them he called, and they were like, what you guys are doing is amazing. We want to be part of it.
Had you reached out to them previously or discussed I guess they knew about
No,
Squatwolf.
because we knew about them, and they knew about what I was doing, because they're definitely interested in what I'm working on. So they knew about it and they reached out very, very coincidentally, and we were like, they are like family to me. I was like, if there is someone that I would like to be part of this business and support us in growing this, it would be them. So they are one of the biggest investors now in the region. Actually, they're called Disrupt, and they have been since our support in 2017. So 2017, when we felt like this is the moment where one of us can actually leave the job and be in the business full time, because at that time still we didn't feel like both of us should actually jump the ship and leave our jobs and get into the business. So we sat down and was like, who's going to be? So Disrupt is coming in, and they're going to invest and become a seed investor in the business, so we can really grow the team and not do and juggle with two things at the same time. We sat down and we were like, who's going to leave the job first and get into the business? And it was a really easy decision, because she was making more money in her job, and I was obviously like, okay, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna do it while you still stay there and stay as a backup. That was a big sacrifice, I would say, that she did for us and for this business, because it was both of our baby, right? So both of us wanted to do it. It was a really hard decision for her to continue to support me and to support the business and continue to invest in it. So yeah, I left it in 2017, and we started hiring people, etc. And then
it was in the beginning we had couple of people, so 2 or 3 people in the early days. And then 2020 was the time when I then fully moved to Squatwolf as well. But from
What made give you the confidence in 2020 to be like, this is the time to join full time?
Fortunately, unfortunately, COVID.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because what was happening for e-commerce, it was, again, fortunately, unfortunately, it was a time where e-commerce was booming, and we actually went international in 2020. So we were in 2018, we were approximately serving about 10 markets, all GCC and the neighboring countries. And in 2020, when the COVID hit, because everything was so scary and so uncertain, Waj one day he was like, okay, let me just try and do something and let's see what happens. And he opened the website to the entire world and started the meta ads everywhere. And we did this, slept, woke up. We had orders from around 60 countries.
Yeah.
So we really grew the business in COVID. It really was the point that we decided, okay, we can, I think, take the risk of both of us being full-time in the business.
So what kind of impact did it have on you as a business then when you opened up to the world? Obviously, like scaling up on that level. I mean, I'm sure logistically it's a huge challenge, but how did that change, I guess, your approach to, marketing in the region is very different than marketing to the world, etc.
Yeah, no, I think it just gave us more confidence that what we are working on is just not something that's local or regional. It has the potential to become something really international, and we can really be the brand. So that's the vision we have always had, that we want to create the first global apparel brand from the East, right? Because the world doesn't start from the West, and that's what everything we are used to consuming from the West, and we wanted to create something from the East. So that really changed our perception when we had orders next morning coming in from 60 plus countries around the world. You're like, this is something that can go international, can go global. This is not something that people in Dubai, people in Abu Dhabi or Saudi or Kuwait or Qatar like. This is something that people in New York, people in London, people in Sydney, they also really like. So gave us the confidence and changed our approach, right? We were like, okay, we need to now take it really, really seriously, because we just can't do it as a local business. We need to do it as a proper international business. Yeah, she joined in and she brought in a lot of structure into the company. We started hiring the right people for the right areas. We started hiring marketing people. We started hiring sales people. We started hiring HR. We started finance,
product
and everything.
Most importantly,
product, yeah.
Because product was the biggest challenge. Because again, there was no ecosystem here. So if you're hiring a fashion designer or a sportswear designer, there was no talent over here. So we had to import all the talent from Europe mostly, because in the UK, Dubai is perceived really well, and people like to come to Dubai. So it became like for us the talent hunt kind of region and the country. So we hired our first designer from the UK and then built the entire team, the product team around it. So now the product team is quite big actually, and all of them come from Europe. So yeah, we are now kind of building that infrastructure over here where designers, fashion designers, and people in the product world can be here.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Wajdan that you wanted to you want Squatwolf to be like the brand from the East, right? That in the same breath as your Nike or Adidas or Puma or whatever. When do you think you will have achieved that? Like, what does that look like to you?
That's a really good one. I think when everybody else says that rather than us.
That's not you saying it.
We shouldn't be saying it. Everybody else says that, oh, you've become a brand from the East. And I think for us, we always dream about it. And it's not too far that we'll have stores in London. We'll have stores in New York. We'll have stores in Sydney. We have a community that's outside of this region. We do a lot of community activations over here in the region, in UAE, in Saudi, in Kuwait, in Qatar. We want to be able to do Squatwolf Games, which is one of our like a really proprietary event that we're really proud of. We want to be doing it in London. We want to be doing it in New York. And I think that's when we have been able to do it. We've been able to ship all around the world. We have a lot of customers wearing Squatwolf in the UK, in the US, in Australia, in Europe. We want to make sure that we are able to take our physical experiences. We have now started getting into retail spaces as well. So we have we opened our first store in Dubai Mall. We want to be able to open our first store in Oxford Street in London. We want to be able to open our first store in Fifth Avenue in New York. And that's what will make us really proud. And then, hopefully we'll be able to answer a question that we are the first brand from the East. Look at Emirates, right? That's our inspiration. It's one of the world's best airline. Where did it start? In Dubai, over here. So it's not impossible, and we're going to be the second one.
Oh, I hope so. What sort of timeline do you imagine in terms of opening those shops? Like, is that in the cards next?
Very soon, actually.
Very soon? Okay.
Very soon.
Like next year, 5 years, 10 years?
Not next year, but within 5 years. This is the plan. We actually had our board meeting today, and we were discussing these plans.
Yeah.
So not too far.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
Inshallah.
inshallah. No, so we'll look forward to seeing Squatwolf, Oxford Street, Sydney, like you said, New York,
Sure.
very, very soon. Well, Wajdan and Anam, thank you so much for being with us on Homegrown. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you
Absolutely.
very much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our story. Thank you.
No, it was great. Thank you, guys.